Euro 2024 is happening this year and I've been doing a lot of videos on it. One of these is my Euro predictions where I went through every group and decided who was going to get through and who was going to go out. Those groups are very interesting. It got me thinking, which group is the strongest group? So I decided to make a combined 11 for every group and then compare them to see which group has the strongest players. For these combined 11s, there's a maximum of 3 players per team in each group to make sure every team in the group is recognised. Otherwise, it might just be one team dominating the combined 11, which doesn't paint a fair picture of the group itself. Anyway, with that all being said, it is time to create my combined 11s for every single Euro group to find out which group has the best players. To get us started, we've got Group A. This combined 11 will feature players from Germany, Scotland, Hungary and Switzerland. For this combined 11, Gregor Kobel gets the nod in goal. Kobel is one of the best keepers in the world and he's showing that at Dortmund these past couple seasons. He's probably the best Swiss player right now, so I had to pick him over Manuel Neuer. Germans that I picked are Sane, Kimmich and Musiala. These three have been among Bayern's best players this season. At the back, I've gone for Akanji and Willi Orban as my centre-backs, and his Hungarian teammate Szoboszlai is going to be playing in the midfield, with Robertson at left-back for Scotland. So my Group A team looks something like this. This team's actually looking quite good. At the end, I'm going to look at all the combined 11s from each group and compare them to see which one's the best. But now moving on to Group B. This group features Spain, Croatia, Italy and Albania. For my goalkeeper, Donnarumma gets the nod because he's a world-class keeper playing for PSG. Croatia's Gvardiol was an obvious choice at the back. Looking further forward, we've got Modric, Pedri and Rodri in midfield. That's a pretty good midfield. They're going to be creating chances for Albanians Breuer and Uzuni, as well as Italian Federico Chiesa. So this is what the team's going to look like. Like Group A, this is a very strong combined 11. Group B is probably most people's group of death. But is it actually the best group? We'll find out at the end. Moving on to Group C, which is England, Denmark, Slovenia and Serbia. Jan Oblak seemed like the obvious choice in goal. It's an easy way to get a Slovenia player in there. For this combined 11, I've gone for a 5-back, so attacking fullbacks Trent Alexander-Arnold and Filip Kostic both make it, while Danish players Kjær and Christensen both take up defensive roles. My other two England players are Bellingham and Kane. The English captain is then joined by Højlund and Vlahovic up front. In the end, the team looks something like this. This is another decent 11. It's got a strong defence, it's got a very dangerous front three, and you've got players like Trent and Bellingham providing them with chances. But are they as good as Group D? France, Netherlands, Austria and Wales. In goal, I've gone for Mike Maignan because none of the other teams in this group have a goalie at his level. Our defence is amazing. Van Dijk, Saliba and Alaba are our 3 centre-backs, and Dumfries and Wales' Neco Williams are the full-backs. In midfield, Frenkie de Jong is our final Dutch player, and up front, Kylian Mbappe is the star of the show. Group D have one of the best players in the world up front, and they're going to be scoring goals for fun. Their defence is world-class as well, with 3 of the best centre-backs in the world. Moving on to Group E. Belgium, Slovakia, Romania and Ukraine, who I think are going to get through via the playoffs. Courtois gets the nod in goal because, let's be honest, when fit, he's the best goalie in Europe. This time I've gone for a 3-back with Skriniar, Tottenham's new signing Dragusin and his Romanian teammate Radu. I've then chosen Ukraine's Zinchenko at CDM, De Bruyne as an attacking midfielder, and I've chosen pacey wingers Mudryk and Doku. And that means no room for Lukaku. The team looks like this. I haven't really seen teams like Slovakia and Romania actually play, so if you think there's a player that should get in and isn't, then please let me know in the comments. Anyway, moving on to my combined 11 for the final group, Group F. Turkey, Greece, Portugal and the Czech Republic. In goal, I've chosen Greece's Vlachodimos. Ruben Diaz is carrying my back line. West Ham and Czech Republic midfielder Thomas Souček is joined by the self-proclaimed best playmaker in the world. And we have a front 3 of Leao, Schick and Bernardo Silva. That leaves us with a team looking like this. It's good up front, but it's weak in the midfield, and the goalie's not as good as the other goalies in the other teams. Right, now it's time to compare all the combined 11s. I'm going to be giving them each a rank based on their goalie, defence, midfield and attack, and then an overall position out of the 6. That overall position will be based on their ranks from goalie, attack, defence, midfield. 6th is Group F. They're one of the only teams that doesn't have a world-class goalie, and their defence and midfield just aren't good enough compared to the other teams. A decent front 3 is not enough to save them from 6th place. 5th, Group E. This team's kind of lucky because it's got Courtois and I gave him first because when fit he's the best in Europe. They have the weakest defence and the weakest attack and their midfield isn't among the greatest, but they still get 5th based on the system. Fourth place is Group D. This team is very strong at the back. First place in defence with ease, but their goalie, midfield and attack do let them down. Sure, they have Mbappe, but Wales' Johnson just isn't at the same level. Third place was Group A. The goalie is fourth. Gregor Kobel is good, but there are better ones out there. The defence is second, it's very solid. Midfield is also second. These are 4 players who are playing well for big European teams, but up front they don't really have that world-class player to get them any higher than fourth. But overall they get third, which is quite good. Second place was Group B. This one really surprised me. I guess the attack maybe lets them down a bit compared to other teams, but their midfield, defence and keeper I thought were very good, but the team in first is a bit better. First place is surprisingly Group C. They're good in all areas. Oblak in goal, their midfield has Bellingham and Trent and Kostic I sort of considered in that bracket as well. Højlund, Kane and Vlahovic is just a great front three, and overall this team is the best combined 11. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Those are my rankings of the groups based on their combined 11s, but we haven't actually learned anything from this. The points aren't really distributed fairly over the different categories, a goalie being the best out of the 6, even though most of those goalies are pretty much equal anyway. That shouldn't really have held as much weight as it did. But I didn't want to overcomplicate it too much, and I felt like that was the simplest, yet still somewhat effective way of comparing the combined 11s. Just before I end this video, I'm going to give you my overall combined 11, with maximum 1 player for each team. In goal, I've gone for Oblak, my left back is Robertson, my 2 centre backs are Van Dijk and Dish, my right back is Guardiol because I wanted to fit a Croatian player in there. There aren't many good right backs at this tournament. My midfield 3 is De Bruyne, Bellingham and Rodri. And up front, I've got Kane, Mbappe and Italy's Chiesa. In this team, Group B actually have the most players. Overall, based on these combined 11s, I think Group B and Group C are the strongest groups. None of this is actually backed up by proper evidence, it's all just my opinions. Feel free to leave your favourite group, your combined 11s for any of the groups or overall in the comments below, and I will see you later.